Hi, and welcome to M. Claire's Yoga and Wellness channel. Today's morning flow is going to be a yoga flow to really start your day off so you feel great, you feel energized, and you really are feeling empowered, positive, and ready to carry on with the rest of your day. So, with that being said, let's get started. And it's going to be a flow which is for all levels. It's not going to be too difficult. It's all about just getting you up in the morning, getting you moving on your mat, and really making you feel great so that you can make those small changes so that your day goes positively, instead of when we start off and we're stagnant, we don't move, we don't really get going, we find that we end up accumulating quite a lot of negative things throughout the day. Whereas if you wake up first thing in the morning, you get on your mat, you will find that that movement and being still at the right times and keeping your mind and your body in that beautiful balance of movement and stillness will actually help the rest of your day flow in a beautiful direction. And if it doesn't, then it also helps you to deal with those ups and downs that you do have to deal with in life and really be able to tackle them with a clear, focused mind. So it's really great for all of you to get on your mat first thing in the morning and do a really nice flow. Like I said, it doesn't have to be difficult. It's just something that really gets you started, moving your body. But like I said, finding that beautiful balance of movement and stillness to start your day off right. Okay, let's get started in a child's pose. And let's just set our intention for how we would like our flow to go today, but as well how we would like the rest of our day to go. And let's start that off with a moment of stillness before we start the movement. So reach your fingers towards the front of the mat, and you can rest your forehead in between your arms while you take that moment to really give yourself that centering and motivational advice on how you'd like your day to move forward. And when you're ready, I want you to reach your fingers to the left side of the room. Just sink your hips towards the right, opening up the side of your body and getting that beautiful stretch all the way along the right side. And really focus on deep inhales and exhales here, really feeling into those areas of stiffness, especially if we've just woken up. You know, our body needs a little bit of help to really start to get that movement going and to open up a little bit of those stiff areas. And then come through the center, and then bring your hands towards the right side of the room and drop your hips towards the left. Come back to the center. Come up onto all fours into tabletop. And here we're just going to add movement. Nice big circles with your body. And you can come or go as big or as small as feels good for you right now. You want to come all the way, if you can, down to your heels. And then make big circles, getting in, like I said, to those tight areas that need waking up. change direction. Coming all the way around, sinking your hips. And 2 more. And then come on up into tabletop. And here we're going to add cat-cows. So have a nice long spine here. Keep your hips, or your knees, sorry, hip width apart, and keep your hands directly underneath your shoulders. And we're just going to add our cat-cows here. If you'd like to add them in a more wave-like motion, please feel free to do so. So push through your hands, bring your chin towards your chest. Really round through your spine. And here you can do it at your own pace. And like I said, if you'd like to add it in a more wave-like motion, please feel free to do so. And last time round. Come back to tabletop, tuck your toes, and just hover your knees above the mat. Really engaging your core. We want to wake up the body as well as open it up. So firing up the core is a great way to really start to feel that burn and wake everything up. Bring your chest towards your thighs and then push up into downward facing dog. You can walk your legs on the spot here, trying to get your heels towards the mat. Come back to neutral. Take a few deep breaths here. And then we're just going to walk a few steps to the front of our mat. Have a slight bend in your knee, coming into standing forward fold. Place your hands next to your feet. And if you're ready, you can extend your legs. And again, if you'd like to walk your feet on the spot as well, just to help you get into those hamstrings. Come back to neutral, bend your knees, and slowly come up into mountain pose. Have your palms facing to the front of the room, and just close your eyes here. Ground through your feet, open up your toes, and just feel how balanced you are right now. And I just want you to do some big circles with your shoulders. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears and all the way around. Then interlace your fingers behind, and if it's within your practice and you feel ready for it, you can add a slight back bend here too. Reaching your hands towards the floor and really pushing through your chest. And then come back up. Bring your hands back to the mat. Bend your knees. Step back with your left foot into high lunge. And just hold it here for a second. Try and keep a nice straight back leg. And really try and sink through your hips. Then step back into plank. Through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Try and keep your thighs off the mat if you can. and then push back into child's pose and take a breather for a second, finding that stillness that we were talking about. Again, come on up into tabletop, tuck your toes, and then we're just going to come again into that hovering tabletop here or bear, and you're just going to engage your core again. Take a nice deep breath here. Bring your chest back towards your thighs and extend into downward facing dog. Take a few steps forward towards the front of your mat, again coming into your standing forward fold. You can carry on with a slight bend in your knee if you need to, or you can extend your legs fully and just make sure you're folding from your hips or from your waist. Bend your knees, slowly roll up into mountain pose. Again, keep your palms facing forward to the front of the room. Really engage your core here. And again, you can add those big circles with your shoulders. And again, if you'd like to keep your eyes closed, just to really focus on that internal stillness and just finding your balance, then please close your eyes for this little bit. This time we're going to reach our hands over the top of our head, interlace our fingers, point your index fingers towards the ceiling, and add a slight back bend here. Come back to center and swan dive down into your standing forward fold. Bend your knees and step back with your right leg coming into our high lunge on the opposite side. Again, you want to keep a nice straight back leg. Try and sink your hips so you can get that deep stretch. And breathe. Place your hands on the mat, step back into plank, engage your core, and come through your chaturanga. Keep your shoulders down. Like I said before, if you can, keep your thighs off the mat. And this time push back into downward facing dog. Take a breather here. Step forward with your right foot. Pivot that back, left foot behind, and come up into warrior one. You can either keep your hands apart, or you can again interlace your fingers, pointing your index finger up. And really sink your hips. And then open up into warrior two. Make sure your knee doesn't go over your front foot. But try and get as low as possible to really feel the benefits here. And then we're just going to pulse with our arms backwards. So try and keep your shoulders down. And we're going to pulse for 10. 2. And last one. Pivot onto your back toe, coming into our high lunge. Again, if you'd like to, you can interlace your fingers and add that slight back bend. And then come forward into high lunge, step back into plank, and through our chaturanga. Upward facing dog, and then push back into downward facing dog as we repeat on the opposite side. Just step through with your left foot, coming into warrior one. Again, keep your hands either apart or interlace your fingers, pointing your index finger up. Then open into warrior two. Keep those shoulders down. Sink your hips. And here, instead of the pulses, we're going to do circles. So we're going to do little circles 10 times. And last one. Stay here. We're going to do little circles forward or backwards, depending which way you went the first time, 10 more times. And last one. Pivot onto the back foot, coming into your high lunge or crescent lunge. Interlace your fingers, adding that back bend. Feel the burn, feel your body waking up. And that fire igniting inside of you to really set you up for a great day. Come forward into high lunge, step back into plank, and through your chaturanga. This time coming into your child's pose again. And taking a moment of stillness to just feel where you are. And how your body feels at this time. As we've really started to stop moving the body, really starting to add that fire to awaken us up, but also finding the stillness. Come on up, tuck your toes, come into your downward facing dog. I'm just going to add some pulses with our legs. So extend your left leg into three-legged downward dog. I'm just going to pulse for 10. Last one. Come back into downward facing dog. And then repeat on the opposite side. Extend your right leg into three-legged downward dog and let's pulse. And last one. Come back into downward facing dog. So bend your knees, cross your legs and come and meet us in the center of your mat. Coming up into boat. You can either extend your legs fully or you can keep them at this angle. Engage your core and just hold here. Here we're going to add some toe touches. So you can also either extend and touch like this, or you can do it this way. We're going to do 10 on each side. And if this is too difficult, you can just stay in boat. Last two. And last one. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And you can add a little rock here. Just coming up. Really making your spine feel lovely. This is something that really I enjoy doing because you tilt your tailbone and it goes all the way from your coccyx all the way up to your neck. Two more of these. Last one. And then what we're going to do, you can either stay this way, but I'm going to face you, is we're going to come into our ZZ position or pose. So bring the bottom of your sole of your right foot, put it onto your inner thigh, and just bring that left leg towards your glute. Now you can either stay here, coming into prayer position, engage your core, or if you'd like to deepen the stretch and come into the side of your body, place your right hand next to you, and you're just going to reach your arm up, and you can add some pulses here too, just to really get into the side of our bodies as well. I'm going to do this for 10. And last one, come on up. And for those that feel comfortable doing so, I'd like to fold forward. You can come onto your forearms, or if it's within your practice, you can come all the way down, placing your forehead on the floor. You want to make sure that your hips are firmly on the mat. You don't want to be one-sided. You really want to feel that opening. Then come on up, change legs. Again, you can just stay here if this feels good for you. Stay in prayer position. Just find that nice balance in between. That's something that is really important for us, not just on our mat, but in life, finding the balance, finding that equilibrium. That's what we've been talking about through this flow, is finding that balance between stillness and movement, where we can keep our mind at that balance point, that equilibrium, that place that we can really focus on what we need to do, stay in a positive space, even if things aren't going our way. Instead of worrying and wallowing in our problems and never finding a way out of them. So finding this balance is something that's very important. And if we start it off from the beginning we wake up, when we get on our mat, we will be able to tackle our days much better. Okay, for those who'd like to, place your left hand next to you, reach your right arm up, and again, we can add those pulses if you'd like for 10. Two more. Come on up, and then fold forward, coming either onto your forearms or all the way down if it's within your practice. Then come on up and just bring your knees together in the center of the mat. Place your hands behind, and we're just going to move one leg out, just wind screen wipering our legs side to side, getting any tension that might still be in our hips and waking them up in this beautiful morning yoga flow. And you can do both if you'd like to as well. Then bring your knees together. Hold on to your knees as you slowly roll down one vertebra at a time, coming into our final pose, Shavasana. Now, I'd like you to extend your legs and allow your arms to fall to the side. But instead of me talking you through our Shavasana this time, we're going to again come back to that stillness, that quiet, where we ourselves can find the stillness in our mind and in our bodies to be able to move forward with our day in a positive and beautiful way. Okay, you can close your eyes and find that stillness. And for those that want to end their practice or need to get going, start to add some movement through your fingers and toes. You can take a big stretch over the top of your head and then roll over to one side and come up into your easy pose as we end off our practice today. Thank you for joining me on this morning yoga flow, which is to really help you to find that balance between stillness and movement, to help you to find that space of positivity and to be able to move forward with your day and tackle any problems, or just really set the intention to have a great day. And hopefully you don't encounter any problems after starting your day off right on the mat in a beautiful yoga stillness, but movement and balance and all the wonderful things that we just did today. And hopefully that's really going to set you up for a fantastic day and hopefully week. So if you did enjoy this flow today, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and do leave me comments so that I know what else you'd like to see, and if you did enjoy this yoga flow. And if it's not for you, then we do have plenty more for you to go and have a look at. So go and check out some of the other flows if this wasn't really your thing. And if you think somebody else might benefit, please let them know about M. Claire Yoga and Wellness so they can come and find all the benefits from these flows as well. Have a beautiful day and a positive one, and I hope it goes swimmingly for all of you. Take care until next time.